How you doing, everybody? Thanks for joining us today for another Rollin Over the Hill right here on the Live to Roll channel. And thanks for all of you for being part of our family. Before we get started, let's thank our sponsors, mobility professionals and urology professionals. They are very good at what they do, and that is providing the best in a variety of durable medical equipment and urology supplies, along with excellent customer service. So if you are in need of a wheelchair, rehab equipment, or catheters, give them a call or check them out on the web. On today's show, we'll be talking about making your environment work for you. And we'll get into that in a little bit in case you're not really sure what we mean by that. But please include your questions, comments, and views in the chat. And don't forget to hit that like button. Hello, everyone. My name is Robert Soto. I'm a T12 spinal cord injury from a motorcycle racing accident 52 years ago. My anniversary was just this past Tuesday. So I'm at the 5-2 mark. So let's get rolling. Welcome my co-host. Bobby is away today. So let's welcome and say hello to Chad and Paul. Chad, what's up?
Hello, everyone. Hello, Paul. Hello, Robert. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me. Um, I'm Chad Dismuke, C56 quadriplegic. Broke my neck in a diving accident 30 years ago. Um, yeah, I'm all right. I'm just going with it, taking it in stride. Yeah, another here, here we are. Woke up. So yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, good to be here, guys. Hey, Paul, what's up there, bud?
Hey, good to see everybody. Good to see you guys. Missing Bobby today, but I know he's got some stuff going on, so it's good to be here with you two characters, and I like the topic today. My name is Paul Gustafson, C56 Quad as well. I'm 10 years behind Robert. I'm 42, coming up 42 years this year, and congratulations, Robert, on your 52 years, man. That's a milestone
Thanks,
right there.
thanks. It's crazy, huh?
I think there's probably only a handful of people that are can say that are
Yeah.
still
Yeah,
pretty
well,
well here today.
it's funny. I don't know how much it matters. I mean, it matters to me more nowadays, but at the time it didn't. I know have thoughts that day wherever I was at. Oh yeah, okay. But now it's gotten more important to me, especially with me being more involved with the community because people understand more what it takes to just to be a survivor and a champion. Like I like that word champion that Chad uses all the time. So anyway, but
Yeah.
yeah, thanks for joining us today. And I think it's an interesting topic what we're going to talk about today. Um, so Paul did some research on some information regarding just what we do for our houses, and mine is interesting because I'm a para, and my house when I bought it. It was being built. I didn't do anything to it, and I didn't really think about what I needed and what I didn't need. I just got the house, and so now it's okay for me now. It's accessible for me now, but I'm at the point too where I'm starting to consider what I need to do to make just a few tweaks and tune-ups to make it a little easier because I have a little bit higher thresholds. I might put a ramp from the wheelchair, from the garage, a wheelchair ramp from the garage into the door for the kitchen. That's the way I go in and out. So rather than wheelie down a curb, 10-inch curb or whatever step, and pull myself back into the threshold. I think I'm going to be looking at a ramp. It's just getting easier for my shoulders and things like that. So there's a few things. So I'm going to mostly be riding these guys' coattails today, listening to what they have and what kind of hacks that you guys out there that can provide to us in the chat. So yeah, it's a good topic today. It's something that it seems like we would have addressed a long time ago, but it's a good one.
Hey, if you think about the built environment and being on wheels, and the built environment's not built for wheels.
Right.
So it's a matter of where you renovate it. And we're kind of focusing on the home today or wherever you're living. But I mean, it goes all over. You talk about your places of business, you talk about going to school, you talk about just getting out, traveling, everything, right? It's all about the built environment. But today we're kind of focusing on the home, and would love to hear what people have done in the chat and how they've made their homes accessible or what they've done. It's different for everybody. I mean, you think of something called universal design principles, which is kind of a national design principle for accessibility for people with disabilities, people on wheels particularly. It's what we're focusing on today. And I know we've all had a little bit different experience, and what works for some people might not work for others, but you got to make it work for you as best you can.
Yep. Yep.
So many different things. I know that like Robert, you're in your place. It's was built way back in the day, and Chad, you were just saying you kind of lucked out and found something that's for your home that's really quite accessible for you, just
Yeah,
as something you purchased. So
yeah. If I can, let me mention a little bit about my situation. I stumbled upon this house for sale about 20 years ago in a neighborhood. I really wasn't looking to buy a house at the time. I was living in an apartment. Me and my wife at the time were living in an apartment, and we were just driving around, and I saw this house for sale, and on the sign it said barrier free on the for sale sign. I thought, well, hell, let's check this out. And so ended up taking the tour, and a veteran had owned this house. He was a double amputee, an older gentleman, and so when they built the house, he had the VA oversee it with, I guess, whatever that their regulations for funding towards it, I guess. And it's very accessible. I've got it's barrier free as far as getting in the front door. All the thresholds, or there's really no threshold.
Yeah.
Um, there's a sidewalk going around the house on both sides. Big patio. All the light fixtures were lowered, I guess, during the time of build, and all the plugs are lifted up, so they're higher. They're not my the height of my chair, but they're up higher so that I than a normal one is, and all the doors are opened, and that type of thing. I did have to modify the shower and put a roll-in shower because he was not a uh, he transferred and was able to the double amputee guy. He was able to transfer into his tub, so he had a
Yeah.
different setup that was specific to what he for his needs. But I had to go in and make the shower accessible. But yeah, it's been real convenient to have that right at the get go instead of having to slowly work through these little
Yeah.
things. And
Well,
yeah,
what's funny is how many, when it was for sale and and it says barrier free, how many people would actually know what he was talking about? I mean, it was like for obviously we would know, but someone had no clue about it. They say barrier free. What's that mean? But so maybe it was meant to be. That's what it
yeah,
comes
I mean,
down to.
I saw it, and again, I wasn't ready to buy a house or anything, but yeah, I jumped on it and started working towards it, and luckily just from some family funding, I was able to get in here and make it
Yeah.
happen. So yeah,
Right on.
it's
Good thing.
so I'm curious, Chad, out there, does it have a basement in it, or is it just a one level, like a
no, it's just a one level slab um,
slab style bungalow?
dwelling, one one
Yeah.
one home, no upstairs or anything like that. Um, yeah, yeah, it's good stuff. It's all
Yeah.
right.
How about yours, Robert? I know, like in Bobby's area, they're all slab style.
Yeah, mine's a slab, and I know some of the same houses because it's a development here. It's funny because, like I said, when I first bought it, it wasn't built yet. So as they went along, but there's a couple houses down the street that are the same model, and they have a step to get to the front door, and it's like a little platform. Mine doesn't have that. So I mean, I kind of like it. I mean, I could still get up because it's not a big uh, step or anything like that. But it's just funny. It's just that my my driveway has the slope, which I never, like we were saying earlier, I never knew it was sloped. I thought it was flat and level. And
Yeah.
then I got through the years, and there's a slope. But if I didn't have that slope, there'd have to be a stair somewhere for the elevation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my house was built in '88, and
Okay.
yeah, and I do have an upstairs. I have a room upstairs, which I used to go up and I used to use it. And then nowadays it's a guest room. So if there's, people can't get up there in a chair, but anybody that does end up staying at the able-bodied can go up there, and that's what I use it for now.
Right. Is it a full second level, or is it more of a
No,
loft?
it's like yeah, it's a loft bedroom area, And it's a nice space because when I used to go up there, it's just a nice little tucked, hideaway there. And so now it's just like an extra room for anybody that needs to crash out.
Yeah. Well, mine, I've had a couple of homes. When I was first here, I moved into my parents' home, which was a more of a ranch style bungalow. But the
Yeah,
homes here all have basements. So the home is always lifted out of the ground so you can put windows in the basement. So there's
right.
always a minimum of well, the raised bungalows have up to 10 steps to get into them, it feels like. But, 3 to 5 steps is kind of typical because they're basements. So all we needed was a lift outside in um, just to get me up to the door. And then we got in, and a couple of handrails in the bathroom. And my parents, we didn't do any other renovations. But when I first got married, the house my wife and I purchased, it was built in 62, I think 1962, and it was a 1,200 square foot bungalow. Again, it had a basement in it, but we were able to do some renovations, and again needed the lift to get up to the main level. So an outdoor lift, and then on the inside it was a 3 bedroom bungalow, and we took one of the bedrooms out and expanded the bathroom, did the roll-in shower, moved the laundry upstairs, put a couple of grab bars in the bathroom for transferring onto the toilet, and that was about it. Never did do any kitchen stuff because my wife was doing all the cooking. So, I mean, the basic accessibility was there. And then in '96, we built the house. And oh, if I could redo it, all the
Yeah.
things that we
Oh,
did
yeah.
are so much different.
Yep.
But I mean, this house it also has a basement, which what we ended up doing was sinking the basement into the ground so the windows are down lower and there's window wells around them. And then there's just like a walkway coming into the house, similar to probably what you guys have down there, maybe a little steeper walkway. But I can get out every entrance without a ramp, without anything mechanical, right? And get into my garage. I can get onto my back deck. I can get out the front door, and it's all accessible. The drawback to that is we built in a new neighborhood, so we were I think we were the second house out here. So we built ours lower so we could have all that accessibility. Then everybody around us came and built houses, not accessible houses. They're all higher, so all the water runs into my house. So now I got to worry about water going into the window wells and into my basement, which is a bit of a drawback. But I mean, proper drainage and stuff helps with that. So we have been able to manage it, but it's a little frustrating when you think about that. But lots of even the things inside. So I'm curious to know, like, if we think of, you start right at the front entrance and some of the big things that they talk about with some of the research I've done, and I know that what I've focused on is you've got bathroom accessibility and kitchen accessibility are the two probably more costly ones. And entrance would be the first one you'd address would be entrance, and then washroom and kitchen. So have you guys done anything? You talked a little bit about bathrooms, but what about kitchen stuff? Have either of you done any kitchen rentals?
I've got a
Mike.
little fold down table that comes down to that I can get under, and I've put a hot plate there before, and I'm able to do some basic cooking on it.
Yeah,
I've got a big pantry that I've thought about in the past to just make it an accessible kitchen. But I think for me, I would want to have both. I would want to have a kitchen that normal, someone ambulatory would be able to function in comfortably, and to be able to have an additional one that I could be able to utilize because I see myself doing some cooking, although not all the time. I mean, my function is what it is. I mean, it'll only allow so much. I think, I mean, I could get by and wouldn't starve, but um,
yeah,
yeah, I would love to have. I would love to have an accessible addition that was a kitchen type setup for myself. And you could do it. I looked into it. Hell, I thought about a piece of granite and then you can buy these stove tops that'll slide in there that are real
yeah.
shallow
Yeah.
on the bottom so that you can get under them. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be great. I'd love to do that. I might catch myself on fire, but I mean, shit, it would, you know.
There's some pretty cool kitchen things I've seen.
Yeah.
Thanks for the birthday wish, Jay. That was back on Monday. But yeah, some of the kitchen stuff. Have you ever thought of a kitchen where the counters raise up and down on a system where so you got counters that go up and down, you got top cupboards that can go up and down. I've seen some of that.
It'd be
That's when you
awesome.
have to have those really, really big bank accounts.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
or good.
Kitchens and bathrooms are the most expensive to refurbish or remodel or whatever, you know. But
I
my
know.
kitchen's pretty much my kitchen is pretty much stock. When I cook, I sit sideways. I'll get in front of the stove and do
Yeah,
my thing. And the same thing with the sink. I wash dishes and everything at the side and the counters. I use a cutting board level a lot, like when because it's just me, and so I'll cook there. I'll cut there because just that few inches lower than the counter makes a big difference
it does. Yeah.
for me. So that helps me a lot. The thing I'm having a problem with now is because I have a microwave that's above the stove and it's kind of higher, and with my arms kind of getting a little sketchy nowadays, my shoulders and all that. I'm kind of paranoid about boiling like water because I can't see, and then
Yeah.
trying to hold on to it. And so what I did was I just got a small little uh, microwave and just put it on the counter, tucked away in the corners for my just when I boil stuff because that I can't use both hands to pull
Yeah.
it down because I'm still worried about my own, balance and all that. So
That's
that was
exactly
just my thing. Yeah. So I just did that. That's my little quick little hack. But my thing that I'm working on right now is a roll-in shower. That is a must for me now.
yeah, and that's key too.
Yeah, I
But
think
back to
that's
when we built our place, we didn't because Barb was tall, so we didn't
yeah.
really do the kitchen. It's just a normal kitchen, except one counter area where, like you say, Robert, I have a microwave sitting there, and that was my bar area, so it was low enough so I could pour drinks.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, it helps.
now I'm using it to try to learn how
Cook.
to cook. And
Yeah.
I don't know how to cook. That's my biggest issue. Not only is the kitchen not great for accessibility, but I don't know how to cook.
I had mentioned in
That's
my
funny.
pantry that I had wanted to make it accessible kitchen wise. Well, what I have done in there is I've built a shelf in there that's lap level, similar to what you guys are talking about, kind of like a desk level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I put my toaster oven in there and I have my microwave in there. So I'm able to go and using a sliding board or something, whatever it may be, slide my food in that toaster oven and then slide it back out and in and out of the microwave where it's at at that my lap level. It just makes things so much better than being able to every once in a while still drop stuff and get scolded by myself, but yeah,
yeah,
it's just, but for the most part it's pretty accessible, so I can at least do some of the minimal frozen type foods and this and that.
Yeah.
yeah,
In the comments, Leah mentioned about a USDA grant.
yeah.
What's that all about?
Hmm.
Have you guys heard of that before? Or
I have no
Leah,
I
idea.
if she can express a
yeah.
little bit more on that, because I don't know nothing. I don't know that is. Because ours
Robert,
is
being
going to be.
being a
I know.
veteran,
Go ahead.
Robert, you might be able to tap into some funds.
I'm not a veteran.
Oh, you're not a veteran.
I'm the I was I think we talked about the story. I was drafted, but Nixon abolished the draft back in the '70s. So that's when I got her. I got her in the Vietnam era. There was a lot of people when I was in the chair at the beginning. They thought I was a Vietnam guy. A veteran.
Oh, I always thought you
Yeah.
were too.
No, no, no. So yeah. So right now, everything I've done, I have to do out of pocket. I tried a few grants and got a couple things here and there for a wheelchair, but everything else is out of pocket. So that's kind of I'm just still looking. See, I got to see because my bathroom. If I'm going to do certain things, I'm just going to do it all.
Mhm. Yeah, the entryways going into and from people's house is always kind of a barrier for
Yeah,
me, and I hate to get in a place that I can't get out of by myself. I don't
yeah,
like that. I
yeah,
Hmm.
feel trapped,
yeah,
and to have the production of I've got a friend that he recently went down to. He went to his friend's house, and they were having a party going on down in the basement, and he had them ramp him down and ramp him back up, but. And I was like, man, that's a beautiful thing that you're able to sit there and take it, do it.
Yeah.
But just the
Yeah.
production of it and the being stuck, I'd rather just, I'm going to pass. But there's nothing like going to a friend's house that's got an accessible house and bathroom and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Well, that's like for me. Lots of times, that's why I like meeting at a restaurant or something like that because you can all meet there, and you're not trying to get into someone's house or having everyone try to pick you up in your chair,
I hate
and
that. I
then
don't
you
want
get in the house and you're like stuck in one room.
Yeah,
to.
that's right. I hate that.
I hate
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Teresa asked a good question about what does it do to the value of your home if you do make it accessible? Does it decrease it or increase it like on the market? And I'm going to say nowadays in today's market, it definitely doesn't decrease it because there's so many people looking for some kind of accessibility in the aging population.
Yes.
And I mean, I think about my home, and what we did is we took a existing floor plan and modified it. So you can't really tell that there was, it just looks like more of an open floor plan, and people love that. So I
Well,
think it depends on what you do and how you do it, but I
Yeah.
don't think it
Yeah.
increases it.
you touched on a point with the aging population. I noticed that or I feel like and why I don't know why I'm saying this, but because there's no factual behind it, but I would hope, and I've kind of had some family that have experienced this with buying a home that is barrier free in the manner of built for like the older population and being able to not have the steps going in and having things a little bit more accessible for their aging and that they're able to age in place a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
especially when a couple downsizes, and they want the smaller home, more level and everything, because all these there was a trend going on where they're building these condos and all that. There are three floors, and there's three levels of stairs. I mean, those were selling everywhere. But now, as the population ages, that's a drag. Even I have a niece that has one of those. She's like in early 20s, and she says it's a hassle. She says the bedroom's on one floor, then the kitchen's on another, and the entryway's on another level, and so even that is for a younger person is still kind of an
Yeah.
inconvenience.
yeah, that's tough. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the accessibility is so necessary. It's unfortunate that it is so costly and it's
Yeah.
difficult to find unless you're building, and then building that's a whole other level of cost on top of that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but Robert, you
Leah. Yeah. Leah just answered that USDA or HUD have
oh yeah,
programs for seniors to modify homes. Sometimes it depends on income or location, but it's worth checking out. Yeah, I didn't know. I don't know nothing about that, man.
yeah,
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here to learn.
because you were mentioning about putting in a roll-in shower. Have you thought about what kind of style or kind, or you got space for one?
Um, oh yeah, I mean, I got because right now I have a garden tub. It's a big old tub and stuff like that. It was the thing that they were putting in the houses back in the day, and it's nice and everything like that. And it was fine for me before because I would transfer from the chair to the edge of the tub and then just let myself into and sit on the bottom and do that and then get out and all that. So, but those days are gone now. I mean, it's slippery and all that. I got all, it's more, it's my psyche that's more affected, I think. But yeah, so it's just that time. It's just going to be easier. I mean, even if I still have to transfer to a bench or something like that, I just need something I got to do because it's just getting harder and harder. And that's something
Yeah,
that's been on my checklist for a while.
something that's a little safer, a little more convenient. Um, what about you, Chad? What kind of roll-in shower do you have at your place?
I modified the bathroom. I have a pretty big bathroom, and so it's just you roll right in. I don't even have a shower curtain or anything. It's a big space, and I'm just able to be in my shower chair and roll. There's a little bit going up into the shower pan, so that holds the water when it's going.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
just roll it and go right in there, and I'm able to sit there and take my shower. I can manage um, the water temperature just with my elbow here coming off the side So I go right in there, and yeah, I'm able to manage the water temperature and turn it on and off myself, and yeah, it's perfect. I like it. It gives me plenty of
Yeah,
space, and the room spacious too. But that's all attributed again to the fact that the house itself was built with space in mind, because it was for a guy that was in a chair. So my pantry is real big. My place is 3,200 square feet, although you wouldn't know it so much because a lot of that space is in the closets, the
Yeah.
pantry, and the bathrooms. I mean, you see, that's where that space is. I mean, I have big rooms, but the space in that, a lot of that is in, the pantry, and I can roll in my pantry, and it's all, it gives me
Yeah.
plenty of.
yeah,
So yeah,
that's nice. That's very nice.
it's
That's nice.
pretty good.
Yeah. I know with my roll-in shower, well, the first one I built, I did better on the first one than I did on the second one. The first one I did a 4x6, so 4 feet wide, 6 feet deep, and it was tile, all tile, and then the pan, and then the tile on the floor, little 1 inch tiles on the floor to go up, like you say, to keep the water in, was nice gradual slope. It was really good.
Yeah.
This one in this place, when the builder did it, it's it's 5.5 feet by 3.5 feet, or just under 3.5 feet. So it's not quite as big. And I got to go in and make a quick turn. So I wish I would have made this one a little bigger. And when I did it, I asked him to, they can notch out the floor joists and actually sink the pan into the floor a bit. So then it's nice and level to get in. They didn't
Yeah.
do that. They didn't do that, and it was too late by the time I caught it. So now I have quite a lip to get in. That's not bad. I mean, in my shower chair, it's a bit of a struggle, but it's doable, but not as convenient as it could be.
When my
Yeah.
guy put
Yeah.
mine in, he was supposed to do the same thing. I had asked him to cut down into the slab. So the same thing. I'd be able to go in, and then he didn't. He didn't do that. And it was a big argument at the time, right when he was in there, and it was not a good situation to be in at that moment. Um, but he didn't want to do so because of the integrity of the slab and this and that, according to him. So I just let it be. And I wish it was a little deeper. So some water will come out if I'm not careful. I have to put a towel at the front. It's not ideal, but yeah, it's great if you can do this all when the home's built. But hell, what are the
Yeah.
odds that?
Yeah. 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 And then
Another one,
most of the time when they're a track building, a track homes and all that stuff, they're not going to make anything custom like that because it's all set to the plans, and they're just, it was like I had a walk-in closet that the door was like too narrow, and so at the
yeah,
time I told them I go, hey, I can't get in there, and so it was a big hassle because they to get it wider, they wouldn't do it. So I had to get a private guy after right when I moved in, and they had to keep all the flooring away till that doorway got open, and then they could come back and do all the tile work. I mean, it was a hassle just for a couple inches on a walk-in
yeah,
closet.
silly. I've
Yeah,
seen with the roll-in showers, some of them I've seen that are done really well. Not just roll-in
yeah,
showers, big showers, is where they have those long, narrow drains right at the entry to the shower. So then any water that runs out of the shower actually runs into the drain before it runs out of the shower.
yeah,
A
yeah,
great big, it's like a 4 foot drain that's maybe, 3 inches wide. But that's kind of a cool idea, that track drain system like that. That's I've seen that before too. One thing I do have in my home that you guys don't have, because I do have a basement, is I have an elevator. So
wow,
when I built it, my father-in-law was working at a machine shop, or was a teacher actually in heavy duty mechanics at the school here, and he got his students to build me a lift like a lift and elevator to go
yeah,
downstairs, go down to the basement. So that's pretty handy, I'll tell you. And it's a simple, it's powered by a commercial garage door motor. So it's a garage door motor, is the system, the power system for it. It's on an I-beam and then on a frame and cables. So it's a cable lift that goes up and down, and it's on, because it's a garage door opener motor, it already has limit switches in it that stop it at certain levels. So I have it set. And because I was building the house in my basement, like you wanted to do in your slab, Chad, my elevator, if I ever took it out, it'd make a real good roll-in shower down there because it's already sunk in. So when the platform goes down, it actually goes into the floor, and it's just flat right in and out of the
Nice.
elevator.
That's
So
a good idea, man. I like that, you know.
it works
'Cause
really slick.
some of that stuff out there when you buy them that are manufactured for it and all that, it gets expensive, you know,
Yeah.
having the elevator.
The kicker with some of that, the homemade stuff, is then you got to think about insurance and stuff. It's kind of a
Yeah,
riding
yeah,
risk.
yeah,
'Cause I
yeah,
don't have a lot of some of those commercial ones, while they're 4 or 5 times more expensive, um,
yeah, yeah.
they've got all the little safety limit switches, and if one thing goes out, the elevator it quits working. So I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. But I mean, it's got two 1,500-pound cables on it. It's a nice solid platform. If the
Mhm.
cables both happen to break at the same time, it's counterweighted so that it wouldn't crash down to the basement. It would actually just slowly kind of drift
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
even with weight on it.
Well, that's
And it
pretty
works
good.
great to move furniture.
Yeah, yeah.
Welcome. Yeah,
But
I
that's a
was
good idea.
I um I jumped on this computer while we were talking and on some for it to list the USDA and HUD programs for seniors to modify homes, and
Mhm.
there's several of them. I just put it in the guest chat, but for some reason it's not. It's a long message, but maybe afterwards we can somehow ask Sean how to list this. But yeah, there's
Yeah,
like the USDA Section 504 home repair program. There's like a HUD Title One property improvement loan. There's an FHA 203 rehabilitation mortgage, community development block grant, home investment partnership programs. There's things out there that
yeah.
might take
I
some
definitely.
doing, but
Yeah.
hell, you know,
Heck, what doesn't nowadays? You know, I become a
yeah,
master with red tape now. You know, so
yeah,
red tape's
yeah. I'll
nothing
send you this,
anymore.
Robert, for sure. Yeah, this is give you at least give you a starting
I'm,
point. And these things
yeah,
take time. You
yeah,
know, whenever you're asking for
yeah,
money from someone else, it takes got to have a lot of
yeah,
patience.
yeah.
But hell,
Yes, especially from the government.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
for
you got to
sure.
jump through all the hoops, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, but it's
it
doable.
is,
So yeah,
it
I'm
is
definitely
good.
going to check out some. Thanks to
Yeah.
Leah for throwing that out there too, and thanks for checking it out.
Yeah,
I know way back in the day when I did the first rental, there was a grant up here that I was able to apply for, but I had to get 3 quotes from 3 different places, and there was just a whole bunch of red tape to go through. But spent the time and actually did it, and that helped the budget a lot.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they're there for a reason, and when it works, it's great. You know. Because it could get a little frustrating too. Because I know for me, I got a grant for one of my chairs, and that was okay and stuff like that. But I mean, there's a lot of things I want to get because there's a couple devices that I want to add that you know that's what grants are for, and for especially for the house for us what we're talking about making our environment accessible for us or work for us. You know,
Mhm.
if there's grants out there, I'm checking it out because I do have to start doing some stuff around here. Like I said, I've been here, you know, 30 some years now and over 35. I know that for sure. And time is changing for me.
Yeah, for sure.
um,
Chad, you said something interesting earlier too about your light switches being lowered and stuff. That's really cool as well. And I did that in this home as well. Is lowered the light switches a bit and raised the plugins a bit just
yeah,
to balance it off. And somebody had just sent something earlier today that I saw. I gotta see if I can find it here. It was because you can
you
get lots of technology now to run things, Alexis and stuff. It's something called Lotus. Control objects at home by pointing. And it's a ring you wear on your finger. And then it's a mag. I just looked at the website earlier today, and it's a magnetic switch you put over your light switch, and you just point your finger at it or wave your finger at it, and it'll turn a light on or off. And you can get it to control different things. So if you don't want to use like an Alexa or a Google or something
Yeah,
like that,
yeah,
it's something that's really supposed to be very, very simple to use.
I had
I'll-
those. My excuse me. My plugs being raised up. Pardon me. It doesn't sound like a big deal, like to have them down low, but it is really convenient to have them at at my hand as my not have to reach. I mean, reach down low and be able to plug. And Mark with abilities, he makes I saw him post last week or something or a while back. He makes this little thing that can go on the plugs, so you can hold them with our kangaroo hands, and be able to push the plug in and be able to do things. So pretty good stuff. I mean, with them up, and I
yeah,
don't have that type of thing, but I've kind of made some homemade type stuff like that I'm able to. And with that plug being up, it's convenient. I don't have to lean back
yeah,
over. I don't
yeah.
lean over so much. Yeah.
yeah,
What about your guys? What about your door locks on your front door? I know we discussed it real briefly one time when Bobby was saying it, because I have just the regular key and door lock and stuff. But you guys have the smart door lock at all?
I do. I have a keypad. I mean, it's keyed as well, but it's a key. It's not one that you can run by your phone. It's just a push button keypad and a
Yeah,
deadbolt.
yeah. Okay.
Um, and it
Can you
works
push that?
well
How do you
with
do? How do you do it, Paul?
the
I mean, can
keypad.
you push it with your hands, or you
No,
gotta something?
it's a pain in the butt. It's a pain in the butt. Other people use it. Like I have my attendants use it and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Also, a dual pain in the butt because with my weather, stuff expands and contracts when it's hot and cold. So when it gets cold, you have to actually grab onto the handle, pull the handle towards you so the deadbolt doesn't stick, then push the button so it'll actually activate. So for me, it's not as convenient, but for like attendant care and stuff like that, it works really
Yeah.
well.
Or an emergency if you're there alone or whatever, you know,
Yeah,
or for
yeah,
yeah, for first
yeah,
responders. You know.
and get in and out.
So can
Yeah.
you get in? How do you lock it, Paul, or unlock it?
When you go out to lock it, you just have to push one button, the symbol on it, and it locks it. So that's quite
Uh-huh.
easy. I can do that. When I go out, I usually go out my garage and use my garage door opener. I just have one I carry with me, so then I can use it to, like I'll go out the big garage door and come in and out that way.
Yeah,
So
I've got one. I can't use I can't really do I can't touch the pad. I can maybe if I'm lucky sometimes.
yeah,
It's from Quick Key makes it, but it's also um, Bluetooth on my phone and through the Wi-Fi, so I'm able to unlock it and lock it and that type of thing. But I just recently switched my one. But don't ever lose the key, because if the batteries go dead, and they go real dead, and you don't listen to it yelling,
yeah.
well, it
Yeah.
will go dead. And if you're in the lock position and you don't have that key, it's not good. That's what happened out here in my office. My office was locked. I couldn't get in. It went dead. I didn't have the key. The key was in the office, and I
Oh,
couldn't get in. So I had to get a locksmith come out, and he had to end up just breaking the lock. And then I got one of these locks. So I had the Quick Key makes one. Um, and then there's also a brand called August, I believe, that I have out here, and it's not working the best for me personally.
yeah.
I have to lock it and unlock it with my phone, and I always got to have the phone, and it's kind of a pain in the neck. But you know, I wouldn't have gone that route. I thought I would try it, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, the new ones with the that are more integrated into the phone systems and stuff are supposed to be decent. I think that's what Bobby has, because then you can like lock it from anywhere too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That
That's
could
what
be
I'm
right
looking
in
for.
front of
The
the
name of
door.
that one I have.
Yeah.
Kivo. It's called a Kivo for the front door that I
Okay.
use, and it works good. I mean, it works okay as long as you have your phone and everything. It's not.
See, I think the keypad one for me would work. The way my door's set up, I have to push it with my left hand because it's on the left side. If it was on my right side, because my right fingers were not, they just point a little better, so I could actually tap the pad, then it would be okay. But it's not, like you say, it's not as convenient like you're saying about yours there, Chad.
Yeah.
My garage door works good. I just come in and out that way.
Yeah.
Then I
Same
press
here.
the button, push it, and away you go. So,
Yeah. That
and then I don't have to worry about width because it's nice and wide.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's how I use my entry from the garage for the most part. And the garage door has the code on it, and some of the family have it so they can get through. And I was mostly concerned with, not so much for me getting in and out, because I have the dexterity and all that stuff, but for emergencies, because I'm here alone at night or whatever. And if there's an emergency and I need somebody, because, if the house is all locked up, no one can get in, they're going to have to bust the door down or something. So that's my concern, was always for emergency sake.
Yeah, because that's got to be kind of integrated into this whole accessible home thing too.
Yeah,
It's safe.
safety, man. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Everything
So I
from
looked up federal grants for wheelchair home modifications, and the first one was a USDA Section 504 home repair grants, and it says grants up to $10,000 to remove health or safety hazards in the home. Loans up to $40,000 can be combined with the grant for ramps, accessible bathrooms, structural
Yeah,
repair. Yeah,
definitely. I'm gonna check. I'm checking it out. I'm checking it
yeah.
out.
There's some, and they also said there's some Medicaid home and community-based service waivers that can
Yeah.
be applied, and also nonprofit grants and programs that are out there if
Yeah.
you do it. I've got a friend that she's very talented in being able to seek out these grants and that type of stuff. I don't know how she does it, but yeah, she's the resource. Yeah, they're out there. I think you just have to dig and hunt. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it,
and
man. That's what it is. And be determined. Just kind of keep that moving and jump those hurdles.
well, this stuff can get pretty costly pretty fast too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Especially a bathroom. Kitchen and
yeah,
bathroom are the biggest things, man.
that's the biggest one. Yeah, for some of that real big, that's kind of the structural accessibility stuff. And I mean, there's so many different things you can do. I've seen some really cool accessible kitchens. There's a couple of friends in town here that have done some nice ones where they have, pull-outs in the cupboards that come down, or
Yeah. Yeah.
a big, nice open counter where they've got a stove top and nice and low and open, and the sink is low, and everything's just right there.
It's only
What
money,
about?
Paul.
Oh, it's only money. That's right. The
Yeah,
bank's got lots of it, right?
yeah.
Um, what about fridges? We recently, it's been a
Oh
while now.
man.
We replaced our fridge with your conventional, just a bottom nice big door and a top freezer, with one of those two-door style ones and the
Yeah.
freezer.
How
I
do you
hate
like
it.
it?
I,
Yeah.
if I can chime in on that, I had to buy a new refrigerator about, I don't know, 10 years ago or less, and I got one of these Whirlpool. It's great. It has the two doors at the top that open, and then and it has that middle drawer that pulls out. And dude, the
Okay.
middle drawer pulls out, and that's part of the refrigerator. And so I keep my stuff in that drawer. It's a refrigerated drawer. It's part of you can open the two, but then you got
Yeah,
that drawer at the bottom in the
I've seen
middle there. It pulls, and man, dude, it's so good. Like that's all my stuff is there in that. Pull that drawer open, and all my stuff's there. And then the bottom freezer pulls open too, so I'm able to pull the bottom freezer open, and I'm able to they have it's just good. I can take my hook it and get what I need.
Yeah, there you go. Hook it.
Bottom, yeah,
the
I can. But I get some. Hey, Paul, what about this? What about both you guys? What about do you keep your dishes, since you don't have accessible cupboards? Do you have a place in your pantry or somewhere that you keep dishes just for yourself that you can get to?
I know people that do that. What I did, so where my little low counter is, the
Uh-huh.
upper cupboards there, I put longer cupboards in, and those ones are low. So my microwave just fits underneath it. And my microwave is only 12 inches high. So those cupboards are only 12 inches off the counter.
Oh yeah,
So
so they're pretty low.
I have my dishes there I can reach and my coffee cup.
That's a beautiful thing. See, mine aren't. So I got about 3 or 4 just setting aside somewhere where I can get to them. And then back to the refrigerator. The top of the refrigerator where it opens, I can get to that shelf on the bottom right where it opens, but any higher up, and it frustrates the hell out of me. I live here with a family, and it's like, dude, they forget real easily that there's a guy in a chair that lives with them. It's the
Yeah.
worst. I just want to, oh, I want to strangle. I want to just, oh, it frustrates me, man, when
know.
it's too high. It's like, come on already, Jeez. But yeah, it is, I guess.
Speaking of the hook it and actually home stuff, I had an idea for a slight modification on the hook it because I've been using it to pull my laundry in and out of the dryer or the wash machine and into the dryer.
Uh-huh.
But I'm worried because it's pokey, it's gonna rip a
Yeah,
hole in my
yeah,
pants.
Mark. That's what Mark from um, uh,
Abilities.
abilities. He was telling me, he's like, yeah, it's a little bit. I love it for getting my laundry and picking up my kids' laundry all through the house, but I'm afraid I'm gonna poke a hole in it. Hell, go
Yeah,
get you a file or just file it down.
I just need to make that's right. Just
Just
need
put
to
a
make one
little,
of the
just
round
put a little
Yeah,
rubber,
go
just
in
put a
the
little rubber
pile.
cap over it. Just find a
rubber,
little rubber
yeah,
cap to put on it.
a rubber because I like the pokey stuff. You need the pokey ones
Yeah, well,
sometimes.
that's what
Yeah,
I want. I want to get one so I can stab the boxes to pull them in the front door.
Yeah,
To
yeah,
make the deliveries.
that's
yeah.
That's what I do. And like in that bottom freezer I was telling you guys about, that point on the hook it, with fat with and it's thin too. It's a point, but it's thin enough to be able to slide in that little bitty opening on those TV dinners or whatever. You can get it in there
Yeah.
enough to get it to where you can get that out of that. You can get it out of there and put it on my lap. It's great. Yeah, it's
That's
good
good.
stuff. I like it.
That's
There we go. There's a good hack. Love
Yeah.
that.
So, but yeah, that thing, yeah. But refrigerator, that's huge for me, is to be able to open that middle drawer and just have
Middle
my
drawer,
stuff.
that's
yeah,
a good one.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's
yeah.
I'll have my. Mhm. Go
No,
ahead.
no.
Sorry.
I like those. Those are cool. That's a good idea because I just got a refrigerator just a few months ago, but I ended up getting the side by side. The only
Okay.
bummer there is the only bummer there is at the very top. I can't reach that stuff. I mean, I can get stuff right on the edge, but other than that, it's pretty accessible. It's just the top in both the freezer and the refrigerator. So the top part is kind of like no man's land for me. There's a few things up there, but nothing
Yeah.
heavy.
Stuff that you don't like.
Yeah, yeah, really. It's just the things that yeah, it just the side by side works for me because I don't have to because I looked at the drawer because you have the drawers and you have to get to the side because of the way my kitchen is set up. I don't know if I could be in front of that drawer. I have to get to the side to get that
Uh,
drawer open to get to the back or whatever. It's something like that. But I stuck to the side by side and
I had the
it
side
kind of
by
works.
side for a long time, and it was what was convenient about it, or how I used it was in the doors. With just being
Yeah,
able to
yeah,
slide things in the
Big
door.
doors.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It
I've
was
never
nice.
liked those. I was hoping this one that I got, I'd be able to reach better, but those top, yeah, the shelves. I don't have the drawer that pulls out like that. There's a small one, a little freezer drawer
Yeah,
like that. Can't put much in it. And then anything else above it, I can't freaking reach. And yeah,
yeah.
I live with a couple of able-bodied girls and trying to get them to, oh, frustrating.
What about tables, you guys? As far as are your tables at right height for you all, and are you able to, function with them?
Mine,
my, my,
what I had, the table I had for years, I put little blocks under it because it had the skirt around it. So then a few years ago, Barb and I ordered a custom one and got the legs a little bit longer when they built it. When they built the table, it was like a Amish woodworking place or something. So they were building furniture and just made the table a little longer. So now I fit under the skirt easy. So
Oh, that's
Cool.
good.
that's something to think about too, if they have skirts on them, to be able to get under them.
Yeah.
Banging.
Or
Yeah.
a center pedestal too, is kind of a bear.
I got the
Yeah.
like 4 legs.
Yeah. That's like I can get under the table, but the legs are all these crisscross things, and you kind of position yourself. So if I do sit at the table, it's sideways. But like I said,
Yeah.
for me, when I'm eating, it's just me. So I mean, I sit at the cutting board.
I've got a round table in the kitchen that's the kitchen table, and it has a middle pedestal that holds it up, and it's about, I would say, 6 inches higher than I would like. And so
Yeah.
when I'm eating, I'm having to just kind of lift up my arm. It's a bear. It's been a bear for years, and I've
Yeah.
always wanted to cut some of the bottom off and make it lower. But just
But
never
you always,
have.
you always have things like that, but you make it work, and you just kind of deal with it, right? I mean,
We
that's what a lot of
accommodate,
stuff.
right?
I want to do a lot of stuff. I go, I'll just deal with it. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It gets to be a hassle though sometimes. It's getting harder and harder now.
I have a friend that uses this word, benefit cost analysis. I think we're constantly doing that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think
Yeah.
about this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's good. I like
That's
that one.
my friend Todd, he has he has this company that they're not out there in the open so much, but he designs some different things like for the he made a couple of tables, and the tables that he made them, for us quads and more for people in wheelchairs, but specifically for quads. In that, I don't know about you, Paul, but I like to reach under the table and pull myself up sometimes, to
Yeah.
pull forward and to be able
Yeah.
to have that. And he made these tables that are perfect for us. I mean, we're able to roll in. The width is perfect, and what he did is he put like a 1x2 along the bottom inside, right inside. So it gives a little something there so you can hook on with your hand and, with your heel of your hand and pull
Cool.
up. And yeah, it's cool, man. It's good. He was like, I'm
Well,
going to start designing furniture. I was like, okay, all right.
yeah. Well, there's the tables when you go to the restaurants. You can only, for me in the chair, when I go in the chair, it's only so I can only get so close, right? Or my legs, or something blocks it. So there's this gap between the table and your belly, like so. There's food that falls down and onto the plate. Sometimes when I had a dog, I'd come home and that foot plate was like a plate for her because there'd be like crumbs and all this kind of stuff on there. She used to get the crumbs and just wait for their little snack on it. But yeah, it's that way all around because there's a lot of these restaurants don't have the tables where you can actually get under, or
Dude,
they
they
have
don't.
a leg
Or
in the
they,
way,
or they have
yeah,
that picnic table outside on the patio.
yeah,
It has
yeah,
those that has
yeah,
the seats attached. Dude, I've
yeah,
complained over here to several places like,
yeah,
hey, I want to go sit outside too and have a beer or whatever, and it's not, But I was at a place last night. I went with a friend, and they had we were out at this place, and we got a beer, and then we went back, and they had these picnic tables, and shit, the picnic table, for the first time I've ever seen in a long time, it had the end of the picnic table was longer.
Extended
It
out.
had
yeah.
the
It had
chair, but
overhang.
yeah, man, I
Yeah,
was able to get under it, and it was cool. It was like, and
yeah,
that's a
yeah,
plus with this power base that I'm in, this Amp Mobility power base, is that it doesn't raise my blueprint. You know what I mean? As
yeah,
far as I
yeah,
still being able to get up underneath there, I'm still like I'm in my manual chair. And it was like, shoot, I sent a picture of my buddy who designed the thing, and I was like, check this out. I'm underneath yeah, it's good. I wasn't like all out of whack sitting out in the open. It was good. So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But
That's
it
cool.
frustrates me when I go to these bars and they don't have that, especially out on the patio. I mean, come on, you guys.
And what I'm finding in some of them now is all of the tables, like in a few of the kind of sports bars around here, all the tables are high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They
oh
don't
yeah,
have
yeah,
low tables, or if they have low tables, they're all booths. They have booths and
yeah,
high tables, and that's all they got.
yeah. I'll
Or
sit
there
at the
are
I'll, I'll sit
Go
at the
ahead, Paul.
bar, and I just got used to that bar being, eye level, so
Yeah.
I'm there. It's just what it is.
Well,
And if I
and
need a table, I use one of the chairs. That's my little side
some of
table.
those bars, if you look at them, they'll have a spot, or at least I went to this place a couple weekends ago, and I was at the bar, and yeah, the bar was up high, and there was only bar stools, and the bartender, she came over and she goes, "We've got a spot over there, that's low, and it's always at the end of the bar, and they've always got it full of crap,
Yeah,
like it's
yeah,
like,
napkins and
right,
spoons
yeah,
and
yes."
straws. Yeah,
She goes, "I'll clear it for you," and I was like, "I'm good,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
fine right here." That's when you pull
that's
out your
funny.
chair life lap tray and set your beer right on.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go, man.
that's
That's
right.
it.
That's it. But, yeah. But yeah, I've been to those bars or those places also that have the stools in a lot of them, and if they have the tables, it's crazy. Like um,
Yeah,
on
yeah,
one section of the place, it'll be the high tables and
yeah.
the high chairs, and then on the other side, maybe a little bit smaller area, they'll have the tables. And so it's like, yeah, I don't think that's right. You need to
Integrate that a
combine
little bit.
everything. Hell, it's like whatever. But
Uh, Jay's got a power. That's the kind of power chair we need. Is one that raises
Yep,
up, so you can.
yep,
Ah,
yep.
I've seen that. That'd be cool to be able to get up into the cupboards like that. I've seen on Instagram some people with those. That's cool.
yeah, that's
Yep.
cool. That's cool.
Hey, let's use this point right here to just thank our sponsors before we get any further, or we say goodbye in a little while. Our sponsors, who help support Live to Roll mobility professionals and urology professionals. Contact mobility professionals if you're in need of a wheelchair or any other DME equipment. Mobility Professional Services, the Southern California region. So contact them if you are looking for a company that is part of the community and understands our needs. Their sister company, Urology Professionals, can help you with all your catheter necessities. They service nationally, so wherever you're at in the U.S. and in need of catheters and supplies, give urology professionals a call. Thanks to them for making everything possible on Live to Roll.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
I can't believe an hour's gone by already.
I know. Well,
I think
it's a good topic that we need to revisit, and because like I said, I'm still learning what I need. I mean, it's been a long time, and I just made do with what I can, and
yeah,
just adapted to what I needed to. Now it's time for me to make that change, so I'm not adapting. I'm not doing all the adapting on it in terms of yanking myself around and jumping down a curb and just
yeah,
I'm ready for some change and make things
yeah. I'm
easier.
looking at doing some changes too. So it's I think it's definitely a topic that can be revisited. And I think we
Yeah.
just scratch the
Oh
top
yeah.
level,
Yeah.
some of
Yeah.
the basic stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you did mention some of the things that Mark does too for some of that 3D printing stuff and for
Yep.
accessibility
Yep.
and around the home. And there's lots of different things like the door pulls. We talked about
Yeah.
lock lever handles. There's
The hinges, the hinges that you have for the doors and things like that. Yeah.
one thing I
There's a
did
lot there.
when we built our house and with the hallways. We so anytime there was a 90-degree turn in a hallway, we 45 the corner. So make a
Yeah.
45
Yeah.
degree.
Yeah.
So that hallway all of a sudden becomes really easy to maneuver
Yeah.
around. You're not dinging up walls and things like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Do you guys have goals? I got a few that I'm very mindful. Hell, I put a hole in my buddy's bathroom just by having a fright from the toilet slamming, and I just and yeah, I've got a couple of holes in my walls. Not good, but
yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple of scrape marks on the doors going into certain rooms or a bathroom or whatever. You see a little wore out spot down there.
I've got marks on the wall where you do go around the corner and you put your arm out to spin yourself around the corner.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hey,
That's
Paul, I'm going to
funny.
send you some of those door hooks that you can close your doors with. Just see what you think about them. My friend printed me out a bunch of them. So I'll send
Oh
you a
yeah,
couple. Yeah, it's kind of works out where you can reach back and grab that door and close it when you
back
go out
and
of
forth.
it.
Yeah,
Well, for you too, Robert. Hell, yeah.
Yeah, it works for me. Hey, and also, you're going to be at the Abilities Expo, so just let us know a little bit about that. Tell everybody what you're going to be putting out
Oh
there.
yeah, you got your own booth
Yeah,
there.
I'm gonna be there representing ShareLife.com, and we're going to we just let everybody know we're out there. We're gonna be giving away some handouts and some door prizes and showing off, doing demos of the hook it and showing off the lap trays and different types of things. I've got a new um, surface for the lap tray. I was using vinyl, and the vinyl was okay. It worked great. It's got a good, nice grip to it. Um, but I discovered this EVA foam, and basically EVA foam is the type of foam that you have on boats. You know,
Mhm.
it's like it's real thin. You can get it in however thickness, and it works great. It's sticky, like, not sticky, but it holds real good.
Grip. It's got some grip.
Yeah,
It's got like grip to it, huh? Yeah.
grips real good, and like if you've got you got a drink or a soda or whatever you got on it, it holds, and it'll wicker away that water. It's real good. It's good stuff. So I look
Cool.
forward to getting out there and just meeting the people and yeah, this and showing
Hey,
off what we've done for Show Life.
Right on.
Uh,
Right on.
coming up pretty quick too.
say
That show's
what?
that show's coming up pretty quick too.
2 weeks.
There
Yeah.
all time.
I talked to Robert this
See,
morning. I said, "Hey, Robert, come out there and come help me.
yeah,
I'm gonna need some
I'll be
hands."
there.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Um,
I'll be there.
Hopefully, we'll have a
All right. I guess.
little quad
Yeah.
corner over there. Yeah.
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 Yeah. It'll be fun. I look forward to it now, and I never even knew what it was 8 years ago, but I look forward to it every year now.
There's just so
Yeah, it's
many
cool.
different new types of things, and I think that's the hub.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you keep up to speed with it, and that's not even all. I mean, that's just part of it. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many other manufacturers and things out there. It's just, yeah, it's good stuff. If you haven't ever been, and you can in your areas or whatever, the Ability Expos are definitely worth going to.
I'll be honest. I'm Paul with being out there, and both you guys. I'm a little nervous about it. Getting out there amongst the people, and just like, but it'll be all right.
Oh,
Well,
that'll be awesome.
getting there and getting back is my main objective. But yeah, I mean, so I'll be far away from home. So, but it'll
Yeah,
work out.
yeah.
It'll be all right.
It'll all work out, man. It's gonna be a good time. All
So,
right,
Well,
everybody.
yeah,
Thanks for your comments. Thanks for joining us today, and thank you guys for the chat. And Bobby will hopefully be back next week, or in a couple weeks, and he'll be back on the Tuesday show. So we'll see you all next time. Um, thanks, and live to roll.
let's roll, gang. Thanks everybody.